This video is meant to show you how I installed these aftermarket fog lights. I am not a professional and I had no idea what I was doing, so just be warned. Hello everyone. I just bought a set of aftermarket fog lights on eBay for my 2005 Honda Element. And there are no instructions with this, and there are no video tutorials on YouTube. So I guess I'm going to be the one that makes a video on how to do it. There are some videos of OEM installations, one from Miguel from Element Lifestyle, and then Logan has a video on junked elements on replacing the light bulb, because I'm going to be changing these to LED. So I can tell you right from the start, these wiring harnesses are different than the OEM that Miguel installed. So I really hope this works out. First thing I'm gonna do is replace the bulbs with these super bright yellow LEDs that I bought on Amazon. And I'm also gonna attempt to seal the lenses, because every aftermarket fog light you see is full of water. So I'm hoping if I put some silicone around here, maybe that won't happen to me, I'm not sure. But we're gonna at least try. They were only 60 bucks, and OEM fog light prices are insane, and I'm not spending that just for fog lights. So we'll see what happens. First thing I'm gonna do is remove this screw. And this screw. The bracket comes off, and then there are 5 screws underneath. Now it looks like I just pry this back and this one back. There's the bulb. Now I'm lining up my new LED fog light. The way I'm lining the fog light up is, it's hard to see, but it looks like the light is supposed to, on an LED, you want it to shine to the side so it hits the reflector and not this area with the screw. So I'm gonna line the bulb up like this so it shines to the left and right instead of up and down. I got the hooks in place. So now I don't know what to do. This is supposed to somehow plug in, but to where, I'm not sure.
So let's disconnect that, just like so. Here's our new bulb. So we're just gonna plug that right into the same spot that old bulb was.
Okay, so our problem is, this is the new LED bulb, okay? This is the halogen bulb it came with, but there's no way to remove and replace this bulb because it's wired directly to the connector. And the OEM fog lights, there's a plug that you can plug this into, so then you can change the bulb. But this one doesn't have that. So what I'm gonna do, I've never done this before, don't do it unless you really feel comfortable. But I have LED headlights, so I want LED fog lights. I don't want to have halogen fog lights. So I'm gonna try to cut these, and hopefully I can make something work. Fingers crossed I'm not losing a bunch of money. Here's the LED bulb. I stripped back the insulation on that. I'm gonna do the same thing to this halogen bulb right now. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm just hoping for the best. Well, I kind of have an idea, but I've never done it before. Now I have the power wire, and I have the new LED bulb. I'm going to maybe use one of these guys. I tied the power wire to the light. I'll throw this guy on. I have no idea if I'm doing this right. The back looks pretty sealed. It has this rubber gasket, and I'll just have to make sure it's lined up pretty good. So I'm gonna put this back together. Now I will reinstall this bracket. This screw is the adjustment for up and down. The other one, the screw was just out of the hole, so I'll go to the same distance. Now I'm gonna repeat this process for that one, hoping that everything works. I'll put some clear silicone in a bag here just because I want to have a very small stream coming out. So what I'm gonna do is push it to the corner, cut the corner, and then try to apply a small bead of silicone in the crack here so it doesn't fill with water. Now I'm just running my finger so I know it got in the crack, and then wiping up any excess. It's not pretty, but that whole lip is sealed now. And I think there's supposed to be like a vent towards the back so condensation won't build. I just don't want, when I'm driving in the rain, all the water to get in here and fill up. So hopefully that'll do the trick. Here is one wiring harness. This plugs into the fog light switch, which is right here. These look like some sort of relays. This appears to go to this, which is an extension wire from the outside of the car to the inside. And then this plugs into this. That goes to ground. And then that goes to the fog lights. So I'm gonna try to figure this out one way or another. Alright, so I just wanted to make sure these LED lights will work. So I have each bulb plugged into this wiring harness that runs outside, which is easy enough. And then it has these two wires running off of it. I'm gonna hook the blue wire up to, I'm gonna touch it to the positive terminal. And I'm gonna hold the phone. And touch the negative. And you'll see the fog lights light up, so they both work. Now I'm gonna cut a hole. I'm just gonna follow this channel with this. I can't film and hold at the same time, so you'll have to see once it's cut out. I got the hole cut. I'm gonna try to send this through. I gotta make it a little bigger. Okay, so the fog light just popped into place. There's 4 screws that I got this one screwed in. Move to the next side. So I got that fog light installed. There's the wire that runs across. That fog light, the blue goes to that blue wire, which is not through the car yet. I have to figure that out. And the black goes to ground, which, so I'll put it somewhere. Through a zip tie there and a zip tie there. I put the ground on this bolt, seemed like as good a bolt as any. There is another one back here, but I really don't want to mess with that. I know that ground was good because I hooked this blue wire up. The other end is still here. And when I touch the positive terminal, you can see that light goes on. So I ran the blue wire up through there, and then inside it comes through that hole down here, plugs in to this wiring harness. Okay, and here I popped this cover off and put the new switch in and plugged it in, which comes down here. So now there's these 2 things which just have to get tied up. The yellow says accessory. The black has to go to ground. I'm gonna put it on this bolt. And the red, just to make sure it works for now, I'm gonna tie the red up to this wire I had that I just hooked to the positive terminal. So we shall see what happens. So what I did is I pulled this black wire that I had in my garage through that same hole as the blue wire. So this is power that's gonna be eventually hooked up directly to the battery. This yellow is for accessory, but I don't have any plugs like to plug in there. So I'm just gonna wire it directly to power. So that what that means is my fog lights will stay on unless I turn them off. But I could also turn them on if the car's off, which is kind of cool. And then that will also be hooked up to this red power line. So right now I'm gonna put all those together. So currently I have that power for the harness, the accessory for the harness, and the power going to the battery all together in this. So here's the final result. Here's what the lenses look like up close. I have all this silicone sealed, so hopefully no water gets in. Okay, I have power going to the battery. I know it might not be right. I really don't care. That blue wire comes through here. So then the power and the blue come back. It goes through that opening. I still have to close that off. You come inside. It looks like this is always gonna be lit up. So good thing I have a bigger size battery. Hopefully that won't drain, but if you push it, even with the car off, the lights come on. Okay, I really hope that being lit up isn't an issue. And then on the wiring harness inside, this black wire is the ground. Have it going to that. Okay, the yellow wire was for ignition or accessory, and the red wire was for power, and there's the blue wire that came, but the red and the yellow are tied into that black power coming from outside. So I'll tie everything up and it should be good to go. Here's a view of the fog lights and yellow lights, fog lights and halogens.